What's up, beautiful people? So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about health and healing. We're going to talk about Comfrey. We're going to talk about tea tree. And we're also going to talk about, you need to be voting for me. So Miss Health and Fitness, hers cover magazine, you get a free vote. And I was wrong. It's not Wounded Warriors. It's actually cancer research for children. But you can vote for free, or you can buy a vote if you want to vote more than once. I'll put a link in the description box below. The winner gets $20,000. Wouldn't that be awesome? And the cover of the magazine. I'm just doing it because it's a fun, healthy way to compete. All right, next, let's talk about tea tree. Let's talk about your throat chakras. Let's get down to some real issues on healing. So health and healing, wellness, all of that's my jam. Helping others go through and understand what they've been through on their healing journey. Helping others regain the potential to live a normal life again, whether it's health issues, whether it's trauma issues. What do they say? In all recovery, to keep it, you give it away. So, tea tree, Comfrey, and we're gonna talk about super salve. All right, so if you have been on a healing journey, and that means, from being overweight to dealing with narcissistic abuse, which does physiologically change your brain and your body, because you end up producing 300 times the amount of cortisol that a normal person would. If you're trying to heal, look me up, Missy's Naturals. I have a sale right now for anything that I discussed right here, as well as the holistic counseling. And we are doing 40% off with giving 10% of the proceeds this month to the charity of choice, which is gonna be TK Martin, a school for kids with disabilities. So if you have a suggestion for a charity, I plan to do this every month. That's kind of gonna be my jam. And I already have next month's lined up. It's going to the domestic violence shelter in Mississippi that I'm not even gonna say where it's at, but that's where it's going. All right, so if you decide to place an order, I'm much grateful, and if you wanna keep it, give it away, right? So we're gonna give away, we're gonna practice what we preach. Let's get into this. So just basic healing properties of herbs and essential oils. So we're gonna talk about tea tree. First of all, we're gonna talk about the natural topical uses, and we're also gonna talk about how it can help you heal your throat chakra, or chakra, however you pronounce that. I pronounce it chakra, but sometimes it comes out funny. Anyway, so long story short, I started getting into essential oils and herbs 20 years ago. And the more I used them and the healthier my family were, the more I realized, hey, these work. None of this is meant to be taken as medical advice. If you have chronic illness, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, any types of issues that need to be seen by a physician, you better go do that. So don't take what I say over what your licensed physician says. There is a biological barrier that you can reach, and you will not be able to handle issues naturally. You will have to go see a physician. So there's a good use for both. So in holistic healing, the tea tree oil, let's start there. Tea tree oil is an amazing oil that I put into the super salve that I designed for my kids. So super salve is an herbal salve with added essential oils, beeswax, olive oil. The tea tree oil allows the super salve to have the healing powers to work on ringworm, psoriasis, any type of fungal infection, any type of viral infection, athlete's foot. It also allows, tea tree oil in itself is highly antiviral and highly antifungal. And this is one that you can put directly on the skin. It could get sensitizing if you're using it a lot, or you can cut it with a carrier oil. Some suggest 5 to 20%. I say 50-50 if you're gonna cut it, because you want the max amount of power. But tea tree oil does work on the skin for viral, topical viral, and topical fungal infections. like your ringworm, like your athlete's foot, things like that. If you have some type of a rash that you do not understand, and you might want to see a physician about that. Tea tree oil is also really good at helping to heal the throat chakra. A lot of people who have been in certain situations, and this doesn't have to be an intimate partner relationship, it can be a situation where it's a parent-child, it can be a boss employee situation, but any type of situation where your voice has been silent, you have not been able to speak your truth, or you have been verbally abused, you're going to notice a hurt, an actual pain in your throat. Blind study that I've done, not just from myself, but from many other people that I know of that have dealt with verbal and emotional abuse, will end up being silenced. And this is usually due to a lack of support around them, or the situation that they're in just won't allow them to speak up. The energy that is produced in your throat right there, and again, remember, your energy pathways can be detected by MRIs. It has been proven to be scientific, whether it's the chakras or whether it is the meridians, the Chinese meridians. So when the energy gets silent, when it is dulled, when it is put out because you can't speak up for yourself, when you can't say, and I'm not saying argumentatively or in a bad way, but respectfully, no, that's not what's going on here, or no, I won't tolerate that disrespect. When you have your light dulled, that energy will slow to almost a halt, and you will end up with thyroid issues. You'll also end up with a pain in your throat. There are energetical modalities that you can use to clear. There's journaling to get what you have to say out. There's ways to release that energy without actually having to voice what you say. But applying tea tree oil 50-50 on the throat will definitely help to energize that throat chakra, and you will actually start to feel the pain reduce. That's just one way in which you can help to heal the throat chakra. It is energizing. It is definitely energizing, and it definitely radiates on a vibration that helps to open up that area. So that's that. Now let's move on to super salve. I want to talk about Comfrey. So I just said that the tea tree was in the super salve. Comfrey, also called knit bone, not to be confused with the herb boneset, is one of the many herbs. Comfrey, knit bone, is one of the many herbs, and I think it was Blessed Mama by Jesus. I think that's who commented, but someone said yes. I was talking about it in another video. It will also help. It helps to reset bone. We all know our skin heals, our body tissues heal, but it actually helps to knit the bone back together in place without having the scarage left behind with the odd regrowth. So Comfrey is in the super salve. I also wanted to talk about all the healing properties of Comfrey that I may or may not have gone over before. But the Comfrey, each time I do a video, we're gonna do bite-sized portions. So I might talk about several different products or things that are in products so that you can kind of learn as you go. So tea tree, highly antibacterial, highly antiviral, very energizing, very good for helping with the throat chakra and energizing. You'll notice if you do put it on your throat, you'll start to cough up phlegm. It will activate the blood and the circulation to get oxygen and nutrients to the cells, and it'll get the whole, it'll get the lymphatic system going. So that's another one. If you have stagnant lymph from lack of exercise or lack of getting toxins out, it will help to move that area because it's so energizing. Now, back to super salve and Comfrey. The healing powers of Comfrey, anti-aging, works on sunspots, works on, if you are getting older and you notice that your skin is changing, dull, dry, those kind of things. You can take collagen. Another thing you can do is Comfrey. If you have scar tissue or if you have areas that need to heal, such as a cut, Comfrey. It will help to regrow that tissue. Let's throw Plantain in here while we're at it, since we're talking about Comfrey. Comfrey and Plantain are in both of these products that I have for sale, Super Salve and Happy Face. Plantain is the one that draws out. When most drawing salves have Plantain in there, highly antibacterial, highly antiseptic, but it will also, it has a drawing power that will pull infections out. So let's say you have a wound and you want to, you know, close it up. You want to also pull that infection out. You want to make sure it's clean. Of course, take proper consideration to cleaning, but the Plantain in there will help to draw out. So it's like a drawing salve. In fact, I used my Super Salve with black charcoal before to help, and I did a video on how to make your own drawing salve. But it in itself, Plantain is a drawer, and you can literally be walking around outside. I should put up a picture. I'll do a whole nother video on that. And for people that are dealing with abscess, until you can get to a physician, I'm not saying in place of, I have a tooth and gum repair you can check out that has clove and frankincense, so it's highly antiseptic. But you can chew in an emergency situation. You can chew on Plantain to help draw that out. Plenty of times I've picked Plantain, chewed it up, and put it on a kid's wound just to hold for the time being until it could be cleaned properly. But Plantain, Comfrey, and Tea Tree are all in the Super Salve, and I'm kind of going to be pulling out a few things, like I said, each video to talk about, and that way, bite-sized pieces for people that are new to my channel. You'll start to understand how herbs work. Everything in creation has a vibration and operates with a certain amount of energy that can be measured, so we call that frequency. Some people use the term vibes, but it's a frequency. So Plantain, Tea Tree, and Comfrey are three amazing items that work to activate the healing process. Activation through actually stimulating the blood flow, getting cells oxygen and nutrients, activating that energy field, the throat chakra, activating healing through Comfrey to regrow tissue, whether it is ligament, muscle, skin, bone, and to activate the drawing out of infection with the Plantain. So that's, any of your infections. But with the Plantain and the Comfrey in the Super Salve, you can use that on wounds, you can use that on burns, you can use that on any type of topical cut, bug bite, sting. I have never had anyone use it on a burn and had them blister and scar. Take that as what you will, but no one ever. Another good use for it is poison ivy or poison oak, because that is so irritating. Poison ivy and poison oak get underneath the skin. The oils start to separate and spread underneath the skin. You don't actually pass it on to other people like you've been told, but it does spread. And if you are allergic to it, when that histamine is produced, it will spread rapidly. Of course, anywhere you touch, it could spread. So, yeah, very good on poison ivy. So, let's see. There's a secret in there for the poison ivy, and that's jewelweed. And we'll cover jewelweed next. Let's do that. I think I talked about that in my last video, but yeah, the histamine that's produced when you get around these things that cause you an allergic reaction, jewelweed is just amazing for the bug bites, for the poison ivy, for anything that you come in contact when it comes to being outdoors. Jewelweed is the all-natural allergy cure, bug bite cure, poison ivy, poison oak cure, all that to calm the reaction down. And then the Plantain and the Comfrey work to heal and clean. Tea tree, antiseptic, and an energy. Puts off lots of energy to get your blood stimulated. And remember, essential oils work on the limbic system, so it's involuntary. It's not something that is something that's activated already. That's all I need to say today. I hope that you liked this video. I hope you'll check out my website, Missy's Naturals. And if you do decide to make a purchase, everything is 40% off with the code GIVINGBACK40 off. And then 10% of all the proceeds plus your name are going to be put into a card and given to the charity of choice, which this month is going to TK Martin at Mississippi State, the School for Kids with Disabilities, that I just love. All right, I hope y'all have a wonderful day.